Hey everyone! Today I have another project that I recorded a while ago, a couple months ago. Actually, this is the first project that I recorded after I had Penny. I had done a couple personal projects here and there, but taking care of a baby as a first-time parent, it was a big change. So finding time to do my own little projects, let alone filming them, was kind of difficult. So here and there I worked on stuff like crocheting or whatever. But a couple months into it, Penny finally started to have like a normal, or at least a predictable sleeping schedule. So it made it easier for me to go out and do bigger projects. I actually was sort of thinking that this one would also be a personal project, but I ended up, just in case, recording a majority of it with my phone. And thank goodness, because it ended up being a project that I wanted to share with you guys. So pretty much all of the footage of me building it is from my phone, so hopefully, it's fine. I mean, this day and age, people record videos on their phones all the time, but I think this is the first for me. I've done like random video clips of my phone in videos before, but not the whole thing. This actually ended up being my favorite project of 2020, so I'm really glad that I did end up recording it because I wanted to show you guys. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I built our outdoor furniture set. This isn't really going to be a how-to video, but if you guys are interested in making some of your own, I'll leave a link down below to the plans that I used. Big thanks to Anna White for these plans. She posts a bunch of woodworking plans on her website for free, so I definitely recommend going and checking her website out. I've used her plans many times before. One of my favorite ones, besides the outdoor furniture set that I have built out of her plans, was my shoe storage that we still have in this house. I built it for our last house, but we still use it in this house. I love it so much. Pretty much anytime I have a furniture project that I want to build, I check out her website first to make sure, to see if she has plans of anything similar or sometimes spot on to what I want. So definitely go check her out. So anyway, let's get started. We have a nice sized backyard, but there's no shade and there is nowhere nice to sit. Whenever we would have friends come over, we pretty much would have people bring their camping chairs if we were going to hang out in the backyard, so we desperately needed an upgrade. I kept putting off this project because, to be honest, it was a pretty daunting project. I mean, this is like 2 big pieces of furniture, so we just kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And then I was heavily pregnant, so then I couldn't really build anything. And then I had a newborn, so then I really couldn't build anything. And then, like I mentioned, when she was a couple months old, her sleeping schedule became more consistent. I was able to get out and work on stuff while she napped. And by this time, I was just itching to get my hands on some power tools and to work on a big project like this. You can tell that I really wanted to get right into this project because I didn't even take the time to sweep the grass up from the driveway. I would suggest trying to make sure your area is clean from grass debris or anything when you're building, because I ended up getting a lot of grass stuck in the glue. Luckily it sanded off just fine, but it was still kind of annoying. When I mentioned to my husband that I was going to be working on this project, he ended up purchasing a sunshade thing to install over our driveway, and that ended up being such a godsend while I worked on this thing. Like I briefly mentioned earlier, we have no shade in our backyard, so I thought that I was going to have to build this thing with the sun beating down on me, but thankfully the shade came in and we got it installed, so I was able to work on this underneath it. It helped a lot. Alright, it's been a minute since I've recorded anything, but look, we have an outdoor sofa, kind of. It still needs to be sand and stained, but we wanted to, like, I guess dry fit all of the cushions to see how they go, and we've been laying on it and whatever, so. And we also are working on a table. So I'll include the plans of what we used, and she has a table that matches, but we didn't have enough wood. So for the tabletop, we're using a bunch of old wood that we had, and we're going to cut it to size and put it on top. So yeah. So here's what we got so far. There's a dog. Now I need to move all of the cushions, sand it, and then stain it. I freaking hate sanding, so I'm probably gonna do a sloppy job, but it's outdoor furniture anyway. So, and this, we want to keep that look, so I'm not going to sand it. I'm gonna try to avoid it. But yeah, the rest of it I'm going to sand and stain. So here we go. One thing I added to these guys were these extra pieces of wood along the sides and the back so that the cushions would stay in place when you're sitting on them. I was afraid that they would shift too much and like fall behind the couch and stuff. This is extra important for us because these were not going to be up against a wall or anything that would help hold them in place. So, as you can see, I stained the table, and I started to stain the couch, and I kind of hate the stain that I got, so that's cool. We wanted to keep the weathered top of that table, but the stain I got is like way too warm tone, and it just doesn't look good together. And then I put one of the pillows that we got for the couch, and I put it up against the already stained portions, and I, again, don't really like how it looks. So I think I'm going to go with plan B and paint these things instead. So I'm gonna go run to the store and get some paint, I guess. And hopefully at the end of today, I'll have some painted furniture so we can use them. So I'm gonna go do that. And don't come for Jason for not helping me paint. He was working while I did this, as you can tell by his work from home attire. He was just hanging out with us outside because it felt so nice that day. Anyway, once that was all painted and dry, I threw the cushions back on, laid out an outdoor rug, moved around some plants, hung up some lights, temporarily on the fence. At least that's the plan anyway. I would like to hang them a little bit nicer than this, get like dedicated hooks and stuff. Someday, I say, as it's been how many months and we still have it hanging as it is in this picture, but one day. Eventually I want to plant some plants along the fence and then also put some big potted plants just to kind of create like a wall almost to kind of wall off where we park our car and then the outdoor seating area. I think that would look really nice. Eventually we do want to get a deck built in our backyard, and if that happens, we would be moving the outdoor furniture to that, but for now I just want to fill up that space with plants. I think that it would be really nice. It's funny, one reason that we really wanted a nice outdoor seating area was so that when we had friends over or when we had company over, we would have a nice place to sit and hang out. We've been doing small improvements to our backyard here and there. but we've been the only ones that have been able to enjoy it so far. We joke that Hobbs probably thinks that the outdoor seating area is all for him because he's been the one that has used it the most. Jason will go out and work sometimes, and I'll go out there and hang out with Penny sometimes. But yeah, Hobbs will be out there all day laying on the couch. So he's definitely been the one that's benefited from it the most so far. Anyway, that's how the outdoor furniture turned out. I love them, and I cannot wait until we can safely have people over to hang out on them. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please let me know. Leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all of that good stuff. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!